Hello, welcome to another episode of WTFW. I'm your host, Nikki Flowers. You are watching the only weather show that is predicting 69 more weeks of winter.
Nice.
Yes, I know. With me this week is my good friend David. You might know him as the artist currently known as Spinning Voices, and you may know him also as the host of the podcast Tuning Fork. Welcome, David.
Hey, thanks for having me. It's been its time here with the weather.
Yeah, holy shit. It's fucking cold. Pardon my French, but I think it's the first time we've seen negative temperatures here on the simulator. Tell us about how fucking cold it is over in Minneapolis, where you're calling from.
Well, you may have heard that it's ass-eating season over here in Minneapolis.
Is it?
Yeah, I went outside and I ate ass right away. Just fell right on it.
Oh, falling. Okay. I was like, in public? Wow, you guys do things differently there in the Twin Cities, huh?
Yeah.
Damn, okay, you didn't break any bones or anything though, right?
No, and if I had, that would have been a first for me. I've actually never broken one.
Oh, knock on wood, real quick.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, whoa. Okay, that was a loud knock, so you got a lot of good luck there. Brainerd, we got -10, 5, a cool crisp 5 where you're at. Fargo's -6. Boy,
Yeah.
howdy, it's cold. So has it been like more intense of a winter than usual? More warm? What's sort of general? This
has been, I'd say, a pretty standard winter as far as it goes here. We have actually gotten colder than this in previous years. In the winter between 2020 and 2021, it got down to, I want to say -38 overnight, a couple of nights.
That's booger freezing temperature.
That was my furnace couldn't keep up, and it only got to about 65 inside my house that night. The night was also interesting because I remembered that I had a pile of folded sweaters sitting against the wall, which were insulating the wall from the heat inside the house, and so they got frozen to the wall.
Oh my god.
And I pried them away from the wall, and there was a sweater-shaped line of frost in the corner of the inside of my house.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's how you know it is winter, when you have to pry frozen sweaters off of the wall of your house. Boy, yeah. I gotta say, that sounds like hell, but it's also the kind of hell that I miss so much.
Yeah, you don't really get weather that's really any different from normal where you're at, right?
No, it's the weather's the same the whole time. It rained yesterday for like 5 minutes and I was ecstatic. It was the most weather that had happened in weeks. And yeah, so it's 65. You said the furnace couldn't keep up and it bumped up to 65. It's always 65 here. It's literally never not 65 here. It sounds like I'm bragging. So some people, that is a brag. I hate it.
Yeah, like
I miss the cold.
For us here, I feel like we treat California as like this is the reliably warm place that you can go to at any time of the year.
Right.
And, it sounds like that's accurate, but also it means that you get a lot of shitty tourists that show up all the time going, hey, look how warm it is. You must love it, huh?
Oh, yeah. How about this weather, huh? Stop talking to me. How
about them palm trees?
Actually,
we don't get those over here where I'm from.
I still kind of can't believe we have palm trees here. I need the snow. Like, I need that's what I like about the Midwest, is because it's brutal, but when it's winter. The seasons have demarcations, right?
You do, yeah.
And I need that, I think. It's felt like spring and summer for 2 years in my brain, and it's driving me nuts. So I'm very jealous. So how much snow how much accumulation have you been getting lately? Any blizzards?
Well, we have had, I want to say, the most we've gotten in one storm this winter was probably about 8 inches in Minneapolis. Okay. Some other spots in the state have gotten more. When I first moved into this house in February, we got like a total of 30 some inches throughout that month.
Ooh.
And it was getting very difficult to find a place to put any of the snow by the end of that month. I think the piles on either side of my driveway were about as tall as I was at that point. Good.
Oh man, I love that.
6 feet. Yeah.
Maybe it's because I don't drive that I love that. I think once you get a car, you just have to. You immediately are just like, no, fuck you, Nikki. What are you talking about?
I was out in rural Minnesota to visit some family over the weekend, and the roads out there, because we have, great infrastructure in this country.
Oh, top notch. We love Infrastructure Week is every week in America,
especially in our small towns. So I went out west to a town called Sanborn. You may know it as vaguely the area where Little House on the Prairie took place.
Oh, I did not. But continue.
So yeah, the street in front of my brother-in-law's house had a sunken area in it that no water could escape from. So it basically just turned into a whole intersection that was a skating rink.
Oh, that's actually fun. I like that though.
Yeah.
I think that should, if we're gonna have shitty infrastructure in America, I think we could turn it into fun activities, right?
Yeah, make the best of it.
Make the best of our crumbling society and country. On that note, so for the rest of the week, you're going to be getting, it looks like 1 to 3 inches in between Thursday and Friday.
Yeah,
so,
warm temperatures for right now is when the salt that you've put down on top of the ice starts actually working.
Oh, okay, that's when you're like, okay, good. Now we're at it's crisp. It's nice and warm out here. The salt's working.
Yeah.
Okay.
We had a year in 2013 where I was commuting to work, and I think that was what they were calling the polar vortex at the time. It was the first time I had heard that term, and for a good month or so, the temperature never got high enough for the road salt to actually ever start taking. So we just ended up with giant ice ruts all over the freeways.
Just covered in salt that does absolutely nothing.
Yep, exactly.
Man, yeah, I love a polar vortex. It's for anyone not familiar, I've been looking up weather things. So this is Nikki's I'm going to teach you something corner. A polar vortex is a large region of cold, rotating air that covers both of the polar regions of the Earth, hence the name polar vortex. It was discovered by John Polar Vortex in England in 1892 and was named after him in his honor.
John P. Vortex.
John P. Vortex. Well, you got not quite a polar vortex storm coming, but you got some cold and some precipitation coming your way. I want to take a look at the rest of the country for the rest of the week before I go on. I have a little rant. I'm gonna get there, but just a little quick look at the rest of the country. Like I said, we've got significant winter storms coming in through your little neck of the woods, the Midwest region. The upper level pattern over the 48 states. We got a jet stream dipping south into Mexico, which looks like it's going to push up against another ridge from the southeast, and that's kind of why you're trapped in the middle there with all that precipitation. And it looks like there's going to be a lot of rainfall in the Tennessee Valley, as well as record cold for the northern and central Rockies and Pacific Northwest. So look at me doing a real weather report, unlike most episodes.
This actually, looking at this reminds me of something which I don't know if any of your guests so far have brought up, or may not have been old enough to have done anything with this. Mm-hmm. But there used to be this edutainment weather software called Weather School. Which
Weather School.
They sent out to schools in like the 80s and 90s. And it was basically just one of those programs where you put the floppy disk in and you type some things in and then you can print something out.
Okay.
but it was supposed to simulate like you were doing an actual weather report for your area. You're like supposed to type in what's the temperature right now, and put a bunch of symbols on this map and put it on this map and print it out on your black and white dot matrix printer and stick it on the fridge.
This is this is of that era for sure. This sort of this 80s weather aesthetic that I crave and love. I'll have to check out Weather School. I'm going to see if that's like on archive.org or something.
I think at least a couple of them are.
But we have to get to the real news here. It's not all fun and games here on WTFW. It's time to get serious. I have beef with Punxsutawny Phil. Now, I know. I'm a little bit late because Groundhog Day was, the 2nd of February, and it's like the 23rd when we're recording. Doesn't matter. I have beef with him year-round. Here's the thing. I don't think he's that smart. I don't actually think he knows what he's doing. I think it's all a big fucking sham. He has an accuracy of just 39%. I crunched the numbers. He has predicted only 20 early springs.
Big data is starting to turn on Punxsutawny Phil.
Yeah. We thought sabermetrics was done with baseball. Now we're going after groundhogs too. He's predicted only 20 early springs to his 105 predicted continued winters. It seems like it's impossible for someone not to look at their own shadow in direct sunlight. That's kind of my thing. I was so mad about that. I was like, so he sees his shadow and then it's winter? You're putting him in direct sunlight. Of course he's gonna see his shadow. Like you're am I crazy? It seems like they're tipping the scales here, David.
Yeah, I think you might be onto something there. And the one good thing about Groundhog Day to me is that it is linked with one of my favorite actors / directors, Stephen Tobolowsky, also known as Ned Ryerson. Oh,
Stephen Tobolowsky is an actual national treasure. That's what the movie National Treasure should have been about. It should have been National Treasure should have been a Stephen Tobolowsky biopic. I stand by that, and I also stand by the fact that Punxsutawny Phil does a disservice to his honor. I'll say that right now. I'm not afraid.
You can and should say it.
Punxsutawny Phil, I'm coming after you. We officially have beef. You come on the show and debate me in the marketplace of ideas. Coward.
You're sitting at a table with the sign that says, Punxsutawny Phil, you suck. Change my mind.
Little does he know, nothing will change my mind.
Well, so much for the marketplace then.
Yeah, the marketplace is closed. We ran out of money. We couldn't afford the rent at the mall the mall of ideas. The rent is crazy.
The dead mall of ideas.
Welcome to the dead mall of ideas. Somehow
that's actually a great name for a Mallsoft album.
Yeah, I like that.
You should make that one.
The dead mall of ideas. Somehow we still have a Zoomies. Okay, David, thank you so much for joining me on another episode of WTFW and for telling us all about your frozen sweaters and your proclivity for eating ass in public.
Happy to be here.
Do you have anything to plug? This is your moment. I mentioned your podcast that I did the art for. No, not to brag.
Oh, yeah. Well, I do have a podcast called Tuning Fork, which has album art by Nikki Flowers, and I also make music as Spinning Voices, and I am almost done with my next album that'll be coming out on Neodetritus, which you may have also heard of.
Oh my god, I'm a part of that record label. Holy shit. Well, that's awesome. Yeah, check out.
The cycle continues.
Yeah, check out Spinning Voices. Tusentak. Is that how you pronounce that?
That is how you pronounce that.
So Tusentak, that's your latest Spinning Voices album. It's fantastic. Chiptune Swedish classics. Swedish? Did I get that right? I don't remember anything. Correct. I hear bits of information and then they're gone. So I'm surprised that I even remembered my name. Okay, so that's it. This is the part of the show where I start rambling because I don't know how to end the episode. So keep on eating ass in the free world. God damn it. That's all right.
You did it.